y'all don't really want it like that. Yeah, here comes the,
Hey, welcome back. We are back with episode 6 of the Tailgate Talks. Yeah, a lot of exciting shit going on here in Detroit. But we wanted to thank all of our supporters. Thank you for listening. Hopefully we have some exciting stuff to announce here in the coming weeks. But besides that, how about them Tigers?
Fuck yeah, baby.
Unreal.
Unfucking real. Like Duff said, this is episode 6.
Yep, season
right?
2, episode 6.
Season 2. We're going to start it off right with the Red Bull. Bang. Let's hit it.
Fuck.
Oh, I got to open my hole larger.
Oh, it's so good. And this is not good.
I was so thirsty.
Excuse me.
Oh, get in there. Get your nose in there. It's leaking.
Why is it always dripping on me?
That's what she said.
Ooh, that was a big one.
She didn't say that. I'm going to do one more. One more, because I can't smell right now. Just kidding.
How about Tarek School?
I know.
Jesus. Unreal.
That boy was
Hang on,
absolutely
you're
dominant.
getting premature here. We can't go to that.
I'm sorry.
We gotta,
We gotta-
I know.
I'm
We
just
gotta do how we started.
I know. It's fucking great,
Just
though.
still thinking about him egging on the crowd.
I know, dude. I fucking love it.
His fucking post game.
Fucking everything all around is great. Well, hey,
We're
welcome.
going to start it how we started always.
Yeah.
To who wore it best. We got a little premature there. We tend to do that in this group. So
Yeah,
apologize.
Sorry, babe.
All right. Spin that motherfucker. Maybe.
Number 29. Tarek Scooble. It's not 29.
What is it?
65.
Oh, there's an offensive lineman somewhere.
This is Josh's category.
You fucking know 65.
There is gotta be a.
I'm not doing it. We're going.
All right, we're respinning.
Zach Zinter gets no love.
Is that who it was?
That's all I had.
Jesus. Did it do it again?
I don't know. We're hitting it again.
43.
Ew.
Ooh. God, there's
That's
so many
even
good
gross.
ones
Is that
out
like
there.
Darren,
I got one.
Darren Helm? Darren Sproles?
I got one. Came right to mind. Troy Polamalu.
Wasn't he 42?
No.
43. The epic play where he jumped over the line of scrimmage.
I mean, everything that fucking guy did was.
Yeah.
Even his Head and Shoulders commercials are fucking
let's see.
incredible.
For its
Spin
best,
again.
43.
I got no one, dude.
I told
great
you mine.
poll with Troy.
Darren Helm, Darren Sproles. That's all I could think of.
Was Helm 43?
He might not have been.
I don't think he was.
I don't know. He was fast.
He was.
He was always moving real quick.
Couldn't see his fucking number.
Best athletes to wear
42.
43. You guys got nobody.
I have
Well,
nobody. I feel.
Kelly got one.
Yeah.
Give us a hint if it's somebody we should know.
No, give me a sport. Nothing.
No. Darren Sproles.
Bingo.
Number one was Troy Polamalu. Brad Doherty. No idea. Basketball player. Larry Brown. Football player.
You want to spin again?
Jackson.
You're not in the lead. You in? No? Yeah? We're spinning again.
Why? Because you didn't get anybody?
Yep.
Darren Helm, baby.
I'm proud of
43.
you. Yep. I'm spinning again.
Josh, this is just for Josh.
This is just for me.
Just for men.
38.
A lot of great numbers here today. You better find something because we got to get this show moving.
I got one.
No.
Jeremy Bonderman.
He was 38.
Yeah, that's all I got.
Okay. We'll go Bondo.
Yep.
What a terrible segment that
I'm
was.
still saying Troy Polamalu with 43.
We got
One of the greatest safeties ever.
Three
played the game.
numbers. Yeah, Troy.
I
Yeah.
think currently Dylan Dingler. So you can say that if you want. But
Well, we'll go Bondo, and we'll just transition that into the Tigers.
Yeah.
It'll be perfect.
I like it.
So Bonderman
How?
38.
How
Let's talk about
About
the Detroit fucking
them
Tigers.
Tigers. Shoo-wee. What game are we going to talk about?
I mean, we got to bring it back because we were in no playoffs
Yep.
before, so we got the entire Houston series we got to talk about.
No, I think we.
Yep. So we got
No, remember it was taping. It was delayed that day. Remember?
we got Scooble dominating the Astros and the Indians. We got bullpen chaos day versus the Astros, and we got the
No,
loss.
we did have
chaos
Scooble Day against the Astros.
Okay,
Oh
We
yeah,
did have that one.
We had one.
it was
You're right.
chaos day.
It was Chaos Day.
But Chaos Day in Houston was great. However, was not very good in Cleveland.
Yeah, and I mean, it started rough. You start the lefty. You start specifically to get Quan out the lead off the game, and he gets the lead off double off the wall.
Look,
If Jose Ramirez's ground ball to third base, a little bit better hop, a little bit better play, maybe we get out of there with 1 or 2 runs. But that McKinstry booting that ball snowballed 5 runs, and
100%.
it was nasty.
I mean, say what you will, but Stephen Kwan's a fucking fantastic. He's an incredible baseball player.
Yeah.
Really good outfielder. I mean, he made that catch, no catch. I don't think it was a catch, but
No, doesn't look like it.
either way, the fact that he got to that ball is incredible. But he's a really good hitter, and he's one of the Cleveland's best for a reason.
Yep.
And I think
The big question, we went chaos, and we gave him our best opener, and we saw what happened. What do we do tonight?
I don't know. They haven't announced it yet, right?
Personally, I roll back with what we thought, with our matchups, with what we believed in, and I mean, if they're going to beat it, they got to beat us twice. But we'll see. We're still waiting. It's
yeah, I mean,
game time is
Holton's been good all year.
game time's 4 hours. We still don't know.
Is Holton getting the start? Is that who?
We don't know.
Still,
He
still,
doesn't.
say
He
they
hasn't
don't know.
announced it.
Not
The
until-
only pitcher made available to the media was Joe.
In the only announcement they made regarding pitchers is Skubal and Olsen are not available.
Yeah,
So the other 12 are. But
I mean,
which means Olsen's probably getting the bump tomorrow. I would imagine.
he is on regular rest tomorrow. Yep.
so we're going into this. We got Chaos tonight. Chaos tomorrow. Or is Olsen starting tomorrow?
Olsen's regular
Probably.
rest tomorrow. He might not start, but you know how they do that.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Skubal is slated
So
for
and then
game 5.
and then you got Scooble game 5, or you got him game 1 for the following.
Let's
season.
do it.
So
Yes,
I
yes.
I feel good. The fact that we really haven't hit Cleveland. I was going to say the Indians.
Yep.
We really haven't hit them besides.
They're the Indians.
Right, I know, but we really haven't hit them. We had 1 inning.
It's
You know what I mean? Like that.
we haven't had the
I
big
know.
hits.
I know we're all on the other side. Like fuck yeah, let's go. But like, Cleveland beat the shit out of us when we in game 1
And that's
They
and
did.
or game 2. I'm sorry.
You tip your hat to him.
Right.
Their bats
They're
got hot.
they're a good team.
I said the tough thing with game 1 though too was even we had some opportunities. We had some guys on base. We just what we were missing in game 1 was the big hit, and then it just got down too far, and it was like, hey, try to get some momentum, try to salvage whatever we can for game 2, and man, game 2 that home run.
Dude, I mean, and not to
I'm-
mention when you get Scoop, when you have Scooble on the bump, there's never
Right.
there's not a doubt
Yep.
in anybody's mind that they're gonna go out and win the game. He lost 4 games this year.
Yep.
I think he only had 1 bad outing.
Yeah.
The other games were like 1-run games.
The flip side of that though too is when you do start Skubal and you're going against they were going at Matthew Boyd, which I mean he pitched really well. Props to the former Tiger. The further along you get in that game, the more let's say buttholes start to pucker that we're wasting Skubal. We're wasting this good start because
Right.
that game was not. If you're a Tiger, it's not supposed to be 0-0 in the 6th, the 7th.
No.
So that even more pressure on the Tigers hitters because Skubal went out and did what he did,
Right.
and you're just like, oh no,
We can't
oh,
fucking waste this.
You start pressing,
Yeah.
and so that's why. Kind of funny story. I told some people I was on a flight for that game. Awesome, perfect timing, 4-hour flight. Passed the flight by perfectly. About 20 minutes left. We go into the 9th inning, and I'm thinking, oh shoot, I hope we win this game before we land, so I can watch it. That ball that Sweeney hit in the gap, the plane freezes when the ball's landing in the gap.
Get the fuck out.
So all I'm thinking is, did Jake Rogers score from first? Did he make it? And then it unfreezes. Kerry Carpenter's up first and third. I'm like, shit, we didn't score. And then
Bang.
bang, drops the home run. The whole plane erupts. I mean, there was some people like standing ovation on a plane. I should have. It would have been cool to record it, just post like on Twitter for the Tigers to see or something. But
Yeah.
a whole plane of sad Michigan fans had something to cheer for. It was pretty cool.
And Kerry Carpenter came up and did what nobody else has done this year, by
Yeah.
the way. You know, he hasn't given up a home run on a slider this year.
Yep.
Actually, since 2022.
2022, yeah.
I mean, he hasn't been hit really.
Hardest hit ball of Kerry Carpenter's career.
I
Was
love
it
it.
111
Yeah.
off the bat?
Yep,
Which
exit
is
velo.
an absolute missile. I love the bat
420
flip.
something.
I love the
Subtle.
The whole thing, man.
That's my favorite bat flip of all time too. The subtle, just
drop. It's
Yep.
a drop flip.
yep. And his face.
no doubt. He
His,
knew it.
His face when he hit the ball, he knew it, but he also was like, he looked like a little leaguer, like the first home run he's
Yeah.
ever hit, and he was so excited, like to see him running around the bases. I rewatched that video probably 20 times, and
Yeah.
I was watching every different player's reaction, and that's such an awesome thing to see.
I mean, look, this team, dude. You want to talk about it? The guy was working at Dick's Sporting Goods in 2020,
I love that.
and he just hit a game-winning home run.
Kerry Bonds, and
Just an absolute bomb.
underrated too. Can't forget our boy Jake Rogers, and
Huge
Sweeney,
2-out hit.
8-9 in
I was
the order.
I was gonna set it up. So Rogers, Hinch got interviewed. I don't know if you guys heard it on the ticket or anything, and he's talking about Rogers on how he's just a guy's guy, right? And he's like, he goes up to him. He's like,
Am I getting pinch hit for?
am I gonna hit?
Yeah.
And he's like, no, man, you're hitting. He's like, like I haven't been doing well. Like,
He's being a smart ass.
like you sure you don't want to pinch me? And he's like, no, you're up. And
What's
then
his name?
He said,
Clay?
"Oh, cool, it's Class A."
yeah, it's Class A. Yeah.
Oh, cool. Thanks, man.
Yeah,
It's Class
thanks.
A.
Class A, no big deal, you know. And then he gets up there, he does what he does. Sweeney does what he does, just setting it up for for Carp just to
Well, that's like
do what he did.
when
man.
Sweeney hit it. I'm like, oh, get to the wall.
Yeah.
Get to the gap.
That's what I
But
thought.
then, like when they showed this, he got in on the hands a little bit.
That's why.
It didn't get to the gap quite. The outfielder was able to cut it off.
Imagine me on the flight. I didn't see on the hands. I didn't see anything. All I saw was ball frozen in the gap, and I thought,
Here we go.
if that gets to the wall,
Mm-hmm.
we're good. I didn't. Yeah. Then I see it was a single, got cut off. I'm like, damn.
Yeah, so I was in the car, so
Yeah.
I listened to all that.
Yeah.
I didn't get to see it.
Dude.
So
Dan Dickerson,
Double
though.
D,
Yeah.
great call.
Yeah.
Great
So I
fucking
was
call.
listening. So as you know, these game times have been killing me because
Right.
of football. So
Right.
we were watching it, and I'm like, all right, I'm going to turn on in the car. Practice was over. Get in the car, turn on. Get the call. I walk in the house when that the nub hit to Stephen Kwan, the trap, and I'm like, oh my god, it's a base hit.
Yep.
It's down. It's down. And they called it an out, but there was confusion because they didn't show the umpires call it an out.
Right.
They just showed us continue to run, and then they showed a pickle between first and second base. So I'm like, what just happened? Like, Kim's not paying attention to the game. Props to her, she had it on, but she's like reading her book. I'm like, what just happened? She's like, I don't know.
Well,
What do you
what do you mean?
what do you mean? I don't know.
You come in hot. What's happening? Oh man. And then what was the other thing I wanted to bring up too? Oh, the pitching.
Dude.
I'm sorry, the behind the plate.
Expanding the zone.
Dude, what the I mean, it was the whole game.
Yep.
I mean, at least he was consistently bad, but they
So
said
he-
that was one of the. They said God, I can't remember what the stat was. I thought they said the 9th worst called game in the league this year.
It wouldn't surprise me because, like, early on, I thought they were squeezing Skubal. He was hitting corners, painting blacks, and not getting called
Right.
strikes, and you could see the frustration.
Right.
I feel like that happens often to him too.
It does. It does. It's very frustrating. But that last strike of the game
Yeah.
was 6 inches below the strike zone.
I mean,
No, it's not like a ball.
Two pitches-
It's 6 inches.
2 pitches before was inside, and it was it was not a strike.
Neither one
either.
touched the black.
No.
But that was a conversation yesterday talking about Jake Rogers' frame jobs. Some people think it's too much, but if you hear the Tigers talk about it, he is one of the best in the league at framing. Actually, around baseball. They said he's one of the best framing catchers in baseball.
That's the other shout out to Rod. I mean, he's
Yeah.
caught every single Skubal outing this entire season. So
Yeah.
Skubal loves him. And yeah, man. I mean,
everyone loves him. I mean, the whole team is just fucking gelling. It's
So it's
great.
like
I
you-
love it.
That's the one
analytically, he
thing-
steals more strikes for sure.
You know this.
Yeah.
You pitched when you were younger. You gel with your catcher,
Yeah.
and you get in a rhythm where you're not shaking anything off. Like
Yeah.
you're
You
one
know.
mind working together. Dude, Skubal was in his zone. He was time.
he also-
give me the ball. Give me the ball. Give
What
me
I
the
like
ball.
too is so he was very Verlander esque in that game, and I mean, Skubal's dominant. He's been dominant all year, but he's capable of doing it in different ways. the way he started that game, the first time he pitched like he planned on going 7 innings, 8 innings. And what I mean by that is first time through the lineup, his first like 38 pitches, like 34 were fastballs.
Yeah.
He pounded fastball,
28 strikes.
fastball, changeup, fastball.
I mean,
And then he was like, okay, next time around, hey, I got a slider too. Oh, you're looking for fastball? Changeup to start. And it was unreal. Like that. I've never seen Jose Ramirez take so many bad swings.
yeah.
That changeup had him just completely guessing.
Well, that was the third inning. He struck out the side. Struck out
Yep.
3 in the third.
Yep.
So they went 1 through 6, and then he had the bottom of the lineup and struck out.
Yep.
That's
You start
That's
sitting
insane, man.
You start sitting changeup slider. Oh, here's 99 at the letters. Like it was
Good
just a
luck.
masterclass.
It's he's enhanced his knowledge, and he knows he's the fucking shit now. Now he's
yeah.
like, let me give you all of it here.
And the two double plays, but the second one,
Trey Sweeney coming in on the grass.
I don't think anyone thought that ball was hit hard enough. Like Sweeney chargers it, makes the perfect flip. Colt Keith, who's caught a lot of grief at second base this year, makes the perfect turn,
Just gonna
perfect
say
throw.
that.
Yep.
And he hangs in there too. Like he got taken out on the slide. A lot of people, like, again, you didn't play baseball. You don't pay that close of attention to it. You don't know how hard
That hurts.
Sweeney's play is and Colt Keith's play is, and how important that was to the game.
Yeah, you just think it's a routine. Oh, here we go. Double
Yeah.
it up.
You look,
No biggie.
yeah. Torque catches the ball, double play, cool. You don't see behind that.
Right.
Sweeney got absolutely
Yep.
crushed on that play. So
That was. You got it? You good?
You good?
Yeah, no, that, like Callie said, like standing in there for Colt Keith at second base. And like Callie said, he has caught grief all year. At the beginning of the year, he was absolutely horrendous at making that turn. To stand in there on a guy that's literally already on your kneecaps and throw a strike like that, props.
Yep.
Huge props to Colt Keith for that. And Sweeney obviously coming to get that ball and being fast enough with his hands to get it over there, throwing it from the grass. That, like Callie said, throwing it from the grass to second base is not an easy fucking play.
Yep.
You got to turn your body. It's like, or have an awkward arm angle.
and he perfect right at the chest. Colt Keith perfect right at the chest.
And here's the thing: is like Torque's been great on defense.
I'm
like,
I
I
think
just thought of another play.
You
yeah.
know what I mean? Like I feel like Torque
I know what you
wasn't.
thought of because I'm about to shout out Parker too.
Yeah, part.
I was like, he's next.
Quan
on the
makes
list.
that catch, and then the next ball goes to the fence, and his 6'5" ass gets up and takes it
And
back.
we're just like, we're so used to
Yeah,
it.
right.
Like Parker Meadows, is he not the best defensive center fielder we've probably ever seen? Like the plays that Curtis Granderson,
Right,
Austin
Granderson,
Jackson,
Austin Jackson. Like that's tough to be in that company and stand out.
like Curtis made the diving plays. Austin
Right.
Jackson tracked a lot down. Parker does it all.
yeah,
he
does.
doesn't have to.
and he's 6'4", and he's fast as hell.
Right.
Like man,
Like when that ball got hit, I'm like, why? Okay, he's got it.
He got it.
But then he kept drifting to the wall, and I'm like,
Yep.
is this ball going to go out?
Yep.
And then you just see his big ass get up.
Yep.
Not a lot of players make that because he's 6'5".
He's 6'5", 205 is what he's listed
Yeah,
at.
he makes it look so easy too.
So stupid. Balls in the gap, you're like, ooh, oh, wait, he's there. Just kidding.
He also had he's a couple times in the series already that he's legged out infield singles. Like
Yeah.
you do not want to have to get him coming out of the box lefty. He's already cheating. He's already a couple steps up the line. Like just he's such a dynamic player. I'm excited to see him continue to grow, and I think he's your perfect leadoff hitter of the future. That's what we tried to
Yeah.
do at the start of this season, but
I mean, you saw the blueprint at the beginning of the year. They just
yep, it was there.
I mean, Carp got hurt, Meadows went down, Torque went down. Like
Yep.
Yeah, no, that was. And now he's, again, the managing of this lineup's insane.
I think
Perfect time for Kerry Carpenter to come in to pitch hit. Meadows batting 9 one game, batting leadoff the next. It's like, what is going on?
we're 3-1 in 4 playoff games, and that's with I don't think Torque's had a hit yet. Now he's had a lot of good at bats. He had
Yeah,
4
he's good.
walks. Riley Green has the 1 ground rule double. But that's really it. So you're
Colt
telling
Keith
me
hasn't hit super well.
Colt Keith, yeah. So tonight we're going against a righty. Riley Green and Colt Keith are both not tonight. It's this afternoon. But Riley Green and Colt Keith are both in the starting lineup. I'm looking for one of those two to bust out.
yeah, Greeny's only batting 133 right now in the playoffs. So he's
Yeah.
he's due. He's due.
He's had good at bats, but then he's had some swings where you're like, ee.
So to be 3-1 and have your all-star not contributing a whole lot, We're
I mean,
playing
it
with
does
house
show
money.
you-
I mean, honestly,
It does show you how much they respect him because they did walk him
Yeah.
yesterday.
outside of
Or 2
Detroit,
days
though,
ago.
do they know? Does anyone know anyone on our team
Riley Green.
besides Riley?
Scooble.
Well,
And
Yeah.
Scooble.
Scooble.
Scooble now.
But I mean, you know, and then
That's it. A lot of people were real. They know Torque. They know the name, but
Dude,
they
but
knew the prospect.
I'm saying not like
Baseball
the
people.
general fans. Not oh yeah, wasn't he a first rounder? You might know that, but
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like when the Tigers were good, I couldn't tell you who the first pick was.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was following, you know, but I just
Well, that's because our first pick used to be the 30th.
right,
pick.
that's what I'm saying. So like, you know, I just
Yeah.
didn't know who the first pick was.
No, man. That's what's so crazy about this team and how young they are, how exciting they are, and it's the complete opposite formula of what we were used to 10, 15 years ago.
You knew what your lineup was going to be. You knew who was going to be on the bump.
Well, we had 6 legit starters. You know what I mean? So it was like, okay, who's getting the ball? And then it was like home run or single. It was like station to station,
Yep. Yep.
very slow moving.
And we've talked about it in the past, but yeah, the base running man. We got who got thrown out at second?
Oh, he got gunned down. That was it Verling? No.
No, it was Perez. Oh,
Yeah, and it was
yeah.
fine. We know you like if you're going to run the bases aggressively, you make them make the perfect throw.
And
He caught that ball on the line. He turned, made the perfect turn, perfect throw, perfect everything. He got you out.
Yeah.
Like don't hang your heads about it. This is what we do. Mm-hmm. So
Stay aggressive.
Yep.
Right?
I'd love to see it.
Don't change what you're doing because it's playoffs. No.
Yep.
Just be you guys. Play how you're going to play. Like I don't remember what game it was where we tried stealing. It was the game to beat Houston to go to the next level, and we got thrown out. And it was like, why are you trying to be cute? I'm like, this is them.
Yeah, this is
Like,
what we do.
This is who they are. Yeah. So Tigers are sick, man. Everyone's jacked about it. You're going to the game today.
Yep.
We're all going Thursday.
Tomorrow.
So it should be fucking awesome, man. I'm excited for it. Playoff baseball back in Detroit. It's gonna be fucking electric. All right, let's switch to Saturday. Callie, you were there. You were on the field.
Yes.
Talk us through the atmosphere there for the Michigan-Washington game.
Seattle's cool. It was a cool city, a cool stadium.
First time being there?
First time being there. I heard a lot about the stadium. Heard a lot about how loud their fans are. It lived up to the billing.
Yeah.
65,000 people. So I'm like, from the outside, I'm like, oh, this stadium's cute.
Yeah.
Like, and I got in there, and it was like just deafening. It was the loudest outdoor stadium I've ever been to. And that includes like there was probably 15% Michigan fans. So there was a good amount of Michigan fans. When Michigan did well, it was loud too. Like it was just their setup and the way the state they have large overhangs from goal line to goal line on both sideline, and it rains a lot there. So they say it's the rain cover. It's a noise.
It's the same thing with
It's an
Seattle.
echo. It's an echo.
Yeah.
So
That's why they got called the 12th man. They don't have to be loud.
Yeah.
They got the stadium that works for them.
extremely loud. Their fans, most of them were great. Some of their students were pieces of work, but that's there was a lot of bitterness about
From last year.
losing their national championship.
I
But,
mean, wouldn't you?
yeah, I mean, and
I mean, I know you were at the game,
Yeah.
but the announcers were talking about it the whole time. I
Were
know
they?
it's not the same team, it's not the same coaches, but these fans are the same.
oh yeah,
And they want this win.
Yep, you could tell they did, and they outplayed Michigan in just about every facet of the game. I mean, usually you walk away from a game and you're like, "Oh, we could have won that. We could have." I was disappointed that we didn't play better, but it was a different feeling than sometimes you walk away and you're like, "Oh, the better team lost." No, they outplayed us.
I agree.
Side note, Jack Tuttle finally took over the starting role, and honestly, I've been telling people all season, all off season, I thought Tuttle was the starter. He's going to be the starter the rest of the season.
So why did they start Orgy then?
So there's some things here, and you're going to see it coming out in the next few weeks. I don't know if it was a disagreement between coaches and doctors, Jack Tuttle and doctors, something, but it's my understanding that he's felt good enough to play since the spring game. He just hasn't been cleared, and it was again a lot of frustration there. And you could tell the post game they asked Tuttle, they asked Sharon, what's the deal, and they both were pretty clearly didn't want to talk about it. but for whatever reason, he had not been medically cleared until this week. And again, when I'm on the field, I see the preseason, I see the warm-ups. This was the first game all season that Tuttle was in the full warm-ups, in the full quarterback drills. The Minnesota game, he was out there, but he was clearly 6th or 7th in the line. USC game, he was wearing a jersey, but he wasn't warming up. So each week it's progressed little by little by little. But as soon as we was warming up in this game, I was texting my brothers back home. I was like, hey, Tuttle is very clearly the second guy right now. He's warming up. He is like with a purpose. And it's I don't know this for fact, but everything I've seen from Michigan this year makes me feel like this offense, this team, the coaches, they plan on Tuttle being the guy from day one.
Yeah.
I think Orji was probably above Davis Warren if you're coming from the offseason as far as who the starter's going to be. But which guy fits the offense that they were building more?
Right.
Davis Warren. And then they tried it as a patch to get to Tuttle.
He was supposed to be the fill-in guy.
Clearly didn't work.
Yeah.
And now you got this borderline pro-style offense, and you're trying to force Orji in there. And the question was, if Orji's the guy, why aren't we running more RPO? Why aren't we running?
It didn't make sense.
Well,
right?
You're not going to put all that in if you're still week to week. Like, why isn't Tuttle available? So that's my gut feel.
So why didn't Tuttle start then? Why do we parade Orji out there? Just
it was my understanding he's only had a couple of days of full practice.
wow. Okay. So they didn't know if he could actually go.
Yeah, I mean, he's
I
just
think they knew he could go. It's
Yeah.
just you got to get
I mean-
comfortability wise, and it's tough to bench a kid that won,
yeah.
beat USC, beat Minnesota.
But what they pulled him because he had 4 bad balls?
He was
he looked bad.
I mean, he
it
looked-
wasn't a good start.
I'm not saying it was, but I'm just saying like
Yeah. I mean, I think
You know.
14-0, it was a combination of not just the offense, but just needing to change something in that game.
Yep.
And when they did it, the spark worked.
It did.
There was a little bit of creativity there, a little bit run. And I jokingly said when Tuttle scored that second touchdown, he rolled out, created some time, hit Loveland. I said, well, looks like all we needed to do was actually put our running quarterback in, because he actually ran around and played a little bit better backyard ball that we hoped Orji would be capable of doing.
I said the same thing. His first run, I was like, "That's how a quarterback should fucking run." What do we
Yeah.
like?
Yeah.
Orji's like a running back. He's not a quarterback that runs the ball.
Yeah, and I mean, as a running quarterback myself, like when I played, it's a different thing to have like design run plays when everyone's looking for you, and then run plays where you pull it down in a pass play, and
Right.
you can get big chunk yardage that way. And Orji never really did it. It was always weird to me that he was either like trying to be a pocket passer or looking downfield or
Yep.
design run. It was never really in between. So I feel discouraged overall, mostly with the defense and some other things with the team.
Yeah.
But as far as like hope for the rest of the season, I'm encouraged. I like Tuttle. I think the team's gonna continue to improve offensively, and maybe we actually can pass downfield a little bit. There's some signs, some flashes. But
So we got a bye week,
yep.
right? I know this was the big game for all of us to see who the fuck they are, right?
Yep.
They're
Sucks.
4-2. We got 3 games that we pretty much said were going to be a dub.
Yep.
And I don't know if it's an easy dub in the next 3. So I don't remember which one's the first one. If it's
Illinois.
Illinois,
Which is not an easy dub anymore.
it isn't, and it's in
At Illinois.
at
in
Illinois.
Champaign.
We're home against State, and then we go to Indiana.
It's Indiana, then State and Oregon.
Okay, is that what it is?
Yep.
Okay, so Indiana hasn't lost yet, right?
Yep.
They
6-0.
look, they look great. Did you see their coach too when he got interviewed?
All I do is win.
All I do is win.
Yep.
YouTube me. Or
Google me. Google me. That's all I do is win.
Google me. All I do is win.
Tough.
I'm sorry too. I lied to you. It's Michigan State, Oregon, then Indiana. You were correct. So,
Okay.
yeah, it's away, home, away.
So not an easy task here. I mean, we got to get what's right here.
Yep.
You think they go into Illinois? That's 23-24
So
23-24 matchup.
Yeah, and here's why I have some encouragement. Like Kelly said, Tuttle hasn't been able to practice a full go. Now he's got 2 weeks of full practice.
With the starters.
With the starting group, with the number ones, you get your timing, you get your reps. He got game like tempo against Washington. So I am encouraged as well. I thought Tuttle was going to be the guy as well. Obviously, Kelly knew some of the injury stuff that we didn't. So I think moving forward, we're going to see some more. It's just going to be more balanced. It's going to be a lot more balanced.
I think too, like the players got to be a little bit more energized. The receivers, especially, like
Yeah.
you can imagine running all these routes, having zero hope of getting the ball. And one of Tuttle's first possessions, we hit a Marion Walker for a 15-yard catch on 3rd and 10, which shouldn't sound amazing, but it was. Because I'm like,
We haven't done it.
if a Marion Walker's catching a ball on 3rd and 10, that tells me he can go through his progressions, because we know damn well Marion Walker was not the first option on that play. His first catch of the season.
You saw it. So
And he looked good.
We got to see it on TV. You did see him actually go through his progression.
Okay.
He started right, came back left.
Hit him
and threw
perfect.
it. Yeah, which
So-
was awesome, because I thought the same thing about going through the progression. Like,
Yeah.
oh shit, we have a quarterback that can do that.
He showed some arm strength. There was some zip on that ball. Hit him right in the chest. Perfect ball. And I'm like, okay. Now if you're the other receivers, if you're, C.J. Charleston, Samaj Morgan, Freddie Moore, Tyler Morris, I might have a little more pep in my step running these routes, because I might actually
I have
get
a chance
the ball.
of getting the ball.
So, I'm disappointed, because 5-1 into the bye week, no matter how you would have survived that Washington game, would be a great feeling. We'd be so excited, get Tuttle 2 weeks rolling in Illinois with some confidence.
Well, here's what it comes down to. We're 4-2 now. You got Oregon, who
You have,
looks.
to, you have to win out.
You got Ohio State. You can't lose another one. We're not. I mean, could you get in it with 3 losses?
There's a chance with 3,
You,
but
you gotta make it to Ohio State then without a blemish and make
Yeah.
that a close game at least.
yes. If you lose real close to Oregon or Ohio State, I think you have a chance, but especially Ohio State
But
being away.
But what I'm saying is, you got 6 games, and I mean,
it's a long way to go, man.
and none of those are cake. I mean, we got
Northwestern's
Northwestern
the only
at
cake.
home, but
Yeah,
it's going to be a challenge. And here's the thing: is that they could run the table, or they could also lose all these games. Like I don't know who they are.
the big that's a fact right there. I've mentioned before. There's a couple photographers that I usually buy on game days, and one of them's Isaiah Hole. Been around the team for a long time, and there was about a minute left in the game, and he just looked at me and he said, "I still don't know who this team is."
You don't.
And I was like, it's wild to think 6 games into a season. I was like, you're 100% correct. I thought today would be the day where I'd feel like one way or the other, and it was still just such a mixed bag of who the hell knows. And the biggest thing, my biggest issue is the defense.
Right.
Yeah.
What the hell? Like,
Well, that
Well, going into the season, we were thinking this defense is better than the last 2.
yeah, if the defense plays up to the standard that we expected and they expect, the offense getting 17 points on the road is okay. Just move the ball, take care. And I know that they scored their last 10 points off of 2 turnovers, but Washington also missed 2 field goals. They threw for 300-plus yards. They moved the ball up and down the field on us.
It was unfortunate to see Jair Hill get.
Yeah, he got
He
got picked on
exposed.
early. Yep.
he tripped, man.
Yeah, he slipped
That
it.
just sucks.
There was a lot of slipping on that
That
game
just
too.
sucked, man.
but-
I mean, it was a wide open touchdown, and
Yeah.
it just deflated everything.
They clearly were targeting him early though, and then I would love to give Will Johnson all the credit in the world, because after the first few possessions, they switched where Will Johnson fouled their number 1 around, and he was completely eliminated from the game until the last play, and that was like frustrating. I don't know if it was just like lack of discipline, not paying attention, not getting the ball thrown at you for 2 quarters, but that was an unacceptable pass interference on him.
But
at the end of the game.
that's right. It was.
Just
But that's
blown
every
coverage.
game. Every game is that. They don't go to you.
Yep,
So you need to be ready
100%.
at all times.
Yep, and that was kind of a culmination of frustration with the defense.
I think Coleman ran easier than he should have.
100%.
He only had 80 yards. I'm looking at the stats right here. 18 carries, 80 yards. That's averaging 4.4. That Denzel Boston guy. I mean, I know that
He's
was
the one. Yep.
He's got 8 touchdowns on the year now, right? And then Giles got one too, which
Yep.
that sucked. But,
Yep.
But hey,
He had a
that's
huge catch on 3rd down.
it's
too.
got to feel good for him.
All
right?
eyes from me are on Wink Martindale, man. I need to see something from him.
we play so much man coverage, and I know you have Will Johnson, but you got to switch it up a little bit. We play so much man coverage. That's hard to do.
Well,
If you're not getting to the quarterback, that shit ain't easy to do.
Right. We need some help on the outside. I know Stewart had a sack. I can't remember.
He
who
did
else
get graded the highest defensive player in college football.
Yep.
Again.
Josiah and Mason Graham continued to just be absolute beasts.
Oh. Hill had a sack too. I didn't realize that.
Um,
And TJ guy had 1.5.
Side note too, I don't.
They didn't give that one to Mason Graham too. Just so you guys know, that was a half.
Yeah, I don't dig crazy into the O-line play. Obviously, it's not my specialty, but a buddy of mine does, and there were so many just missed O-line, and I'm like, man, I wonder how much is on the players, how much is on the coaching. But that's another thing in the bye week that we really need to see.
Well, you also said it's loud. I mean, they're still gelling. They need to communicate, right? And they have to know the tendencies of each other.
Yep.
I know they didn't start a ton together, but I mean, we got 6 games now.
Yep.
You should be gelling somewhat now, and
Yep.
and you're not seeing it.
Yep. And I think we were missing our starting tackle and center, which
Right.
I mean, the center's making the calls on a lot of those.
Right.
So I do think that played a factor for sure. But yeah, it's something that I would love to see worked on and improved by that game at Illinois.
As a positive, though, I mean, we've been pretty negative about Michigan. Don
Don
a game.
looked great.
Had a game.
And yeah,
And it's I don't know if it's just, hey, he plays well against Washington, or big play, big moments, and he looked good. He ran the ball well. He got into space. It's that's what you've wanted all along, and you've seen it.
He had a run early in the fourth quarter in a tie game at 17-17, and he gets the ball, hits a cutback, and I'm telling you, I'm in the corner.
Yeah. When he fell. Oh yeah, that was huge.
I'm in the corner, opposite corner end zone, right where he's cutting back to, and I see parting of the sea, reminded me of his run in the national championship.
Because
I'm like, here comes, and then he slips, and
he was so pissed too when he got up.
Yep, and he knew it. Yeah, it hurt, and it had that ominous feeling like that was our chance.
That was right after
that might have been it. Yep, that might have been the chance.
They kept saying too, hey, third and long, look at Michigan to run the ball here, and I mean, hey, it wasn't their day.
Yep.
They took the L, lost by 10, 27-17. But I think all Michigan fans are optimistic about it because of the changing of the guard with the quarterback again.
Yep.
That's the thing. It's just like, I don't think Michigan fans really know how to feel.
Right.
You know
I mean,
Like,
I think the next 3-4 weeks you're gonna, we got to bury State.
Yep.
Well, it's tough because like you thought Michigan's going to be this run heavy team, and I think they'll probably still do it. But it's like, all right, well, Davis Warren's in, we're gonna run, we're gonna play action. All right, Orgy's in, we're gonna run downhill and RPO. Tuttle's in, what are we doing now?
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like it's just tough for a Michigan fan because you don't know the fact that we're on our third quarterback and we're 4-2. Most teams aren't 4-2 going through 3 quarterbacks.
Right.
That's just not the fact that we're 4-2 right now and we're going on our third starting quarterback is why I think there's some positivity.
Yeah, I just think can Jake Tuttle be a poor man's J.J. McCarthy? And
I think that's exactly what he's going to be.
And that's what we can hope for. Make the plays that you need to play. But, again, the last year's teams led heavily on Blake.
Well, and that's one thing, reason for my optimism around Tuttle all offseason was he was our backup last year.
Right, exactly.
He was 12 of 15 on the season for like 150 yards, and every chance, and it was always garbage time. But
anytime he came in, he looked good.
He looked good. Right. So, I mean, what I saw from him last year in garbage time was better by far than anything I saw from a quarterback this season.
Yeah,
so
I agree. So optimistic, get healthy O-line, and fucking Tuttle, get
Tuttle
into your
time.
groove. Get Tuttle time, baby. Let's roll. So off of that, we're gonna roll into last week's.
You're gonna go over those.
Yep. I'm gonna go into that, and then we'll get into the Leos.
Let's start off by saying it was a rough week for the boys.
It was
all around.
I think it was a rough week for a lot of people doing things that we do.
So over under it was a special Michigan edition. Callie did win last week with 6 out of 10. Duffy had 5, and I lost again with 3. Really tried to pull some out there, and didn't happen. Mullins had 49 rushing yards, which is rough. Callie's the only one that called that. Orgy, we were all wrong on passing because he got pulled, and we all took the under on him rushing. So that's good. That's all canceled out. I was the only one that took Don under. Dumbass.
Yeah.
Loveland over. We all lost. He
Yep.
had 33 yards. It was 40. So that was well on my part. Morgan's catching was 1. We all took the under. Didn't miss on that. Missed kicks we didn't get. Team interception. It's only 1. I was the only one that took the over. Thought I could get one on you guys. And then Don had the first touchdown, and we all missed. Whether you guys...
We all
We
said
all
it.
said it as soon as
Right.
we
We all
picked.
said
We
it.
said,
It's gonna
yeah,
be Don.
It's going to be Don. Right.
Yep.
So, good stuff. I think I'm just going to go straight into over-under, and then we can start talking about the Lions.
Beautiful. Let's go
As,
into
as a
those.
transition. So we're adding Laporta back into this. Let's have some fun. We're going to talk a little bit about Leo's here. But, hey, let's hit these. We got St. Brown, 75 yards.
NFL game of the week.
Over.
Cowboys.
Playing the Cowboys.
75
It's his
yards.
turn. Over.
Yeah, I'm sticking with the over on St. Brown.
I ain't going to get cute. It's over.
Take the bait, man.
No. I mean, he's averaging 65. I put 75 because this is his game.
Shows you how much our offense
I can
is
feel it.
involved.
Yeah.
Feel it deep down in my plums.
Yep.
Deep down
Laporte's
in the plums.
coming back. Seems healthy. 45 yards. He hasn't caught a touchdown pass. Hasn't had a big play yet this season.
It's wild to think that.
Right. Top.
I need the over. I'm taking the over for fantasy purposes because I need it.
I'm coming out of the bye week. Another week and a half off to get healthy. I'm taking the over for Laporta as well.
Well, I got to take the under.
You mean the L?
Yep, the L. Hey, I'm cool with taking an L's if Laporta's going off. J-Mo, he is no longer a 45, 50 yarder. We are moving J-Mo up to 75 yards. He actually has more receiving yards than St. Brown this season.
Yep.
I'm not surprised.
We know what it comes down to with JMO now. Is he going to have the big one? And I'm going to go under this week.
Yeah, I'm going to go under as well.
I hope I'm wrong.
I love watching his big playability. It is special.
And while I'm losing, I'm going to take the over. I think J-Mo's going to do it. Give me it, baby.
Based on my pick, I hope he breaks a 60-yard run.
That's fine. I'll take it, too. Again, I'll be happy with it. Jared Goff. Ooh. He's been slinging the pill. He was perfect 2 weeks ago.
Oh, still insane.
255.
Over.
I'll go over.
Damn it. I had under. This is going to be a bad week for me. It's going to be a bad week for me.
Or it's going to be really good.
You know what I said last week, too, because we had a lot of similars? I was like, I'm picking a lot the same as you guys. Like, you guys are fucked. And we were. Monty, 75.
Under.
Yeah, it's got to be under if we're getting...
Yeah, I think they slowed the run down a little bit, and we're a little bit more pass heavy this week.
I do too. They're without Micah.
That's part of playing into my
Yeah,
thoughts.
part of playing in the pass game.
I have the under for that. All-purpose Gibbs, 95. Not changing it.
Shit. I'm going to go under.
Fuck.
And I think that plays into the St. Brown targets.
I'm on the fence. I think me and Duff have a lot of similar picks. I'm going to go over.
You're with me, buddy. That sucks. Bad pick.
Yep, we're fine.
I took the over because I took the under for Monty. So that's my
I
logic.
think Monty rushes for 70, 68, and a tud.
68.
And
69 would be better.
69 would be better.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Gibbs goes for 90.
Okay. Hutch, 0.5 sacks.
0.5.
Over.
Over.
He's getting a week of rest.
I know. You didn't have any 2 weeks ago, right?
Yep.
So he's due. I took over as well. Team interceptions, 1.5. Haven't changed it. It's been a good line.
Under, we still get one. I want to have the over because I hate Dak.
I haven't seen the injury report regarding Branch, but I'm assuming he's playing.
He's playing. He said he was playing.
Under. Dak plays well against us.
I'm going to take the over.
I do agree we get one, though.
I think we're getting 2. We haven't had 2 all season.
Why not 3?
I mean, fucking give it 7. I think Dak's overrated, and I think they're going through some shit over there. In
Him and
Dallas.
CD hate each other.
Yeah. Yeah. What? Where the fuck did that come from?
Subpar. Subpar at best.
Was that what he said? Subpar quarterback, subpar throw.
I don't know if I believe that lip ring, just because I can't imagine a guy like CD saying the word subpar. It's not in his vocabulary to me. Like, I think if he was insulting him, he'd say something.
It was
way
something
worse.
better than subpar.
Yeah,
But it
that
doesn't
being
look
said,
like anything else. Like, what did he say? Suck dick?
I'm just
Suck dick quarterback, suck dick throw.
that I'd see that more. It was definitely an insult.
It was an
You could see
insult.
it in his eyes.
Yeah.
Because
But I
Dak
just-
didn't make eye contact.
Yeah,
How much are they making together?
Way
lot.
too much
Too
money.
fucking much. I love it. Miss kick.
0.
0.
I'm taking the under too. What's his name? Aubrey? Does he kick over a 60 yarder?
This,
This is not on
The
here.
fact
This
that
is
it's
me
even-
talking.
I fucking hate it. Because how many plus 60 does he have this year?
Nah,
guy's got a fucking cannon for a leg.
does. All right.
Anyways.
First Lions tug. What you got?
I'm going to go with... God, see, this is crazy. Because if the Lions get the ball first, it's Montgomery. I'm going to go with Gibbs this week.
Ooh,
I'm going to leave it open
he
for
took
you guys.
he took the Gibbs under, and the Gibbs first touchdown.
I had Gibbs written down. So
Swiped
I
mine
erased
too.
It's okay. It's okay.
Give me Montgomery's easy pick. Give me St. Brown.
Okay.
Laporta. He's due.
No,
I should have.
I took JMO with the over. I'm gonna go JMO.
Take Taylor Decker.
Should have put that in there.
So great.
Offensive lineman catches this week.
He reported.
Speaking of he reported, is that it for the picks?
That's all of them.
So now we're going to dive into the game.
Yep. Let's get into it. Well, actually, we didn't have a game. It was a bye week.
Well, now we're going to get into this week's game
This
is what I
week's game.
meant. We're going to touch on them
Yep.
quickly here. So question, a topic that I heard. Do you guys think this is a revenge game? Or do you think they don't give a fuck?
I think it is.
Okay.
I think they have a chip on their shoulder, especially playing at Dallas again. It's
Okay.
the fact that you're playing at Dallas.
That's
and,
fair.
And we've been snake bitten there a couple, not just last year either, over the years. And it's
The Pettigrew pickup.
Yep.
everyone knows we're a better team.
I think that Dallas is written on St. Brown's little fucking notebook.
Oh, 100%.
Yep.
He's a guy that takes everything personally,
Yep.
and we flow through him.
Yeah.
His leadership, and I think I just give me the pregame speech for Penei Sewell. That's all I want.
God,
right
does
now.
that just
That's all-
ever get you going?
Every
So,
fucking week that gets sent out, it makes you want to fucking strap back up and get out there.
Yeah, I didn't know really how to answer the question because I don't know if it's necessarily a revenge game. I think Seattle was probably a revenge game from the last years
Yep.
of that, but I don't know if Dallas is a revenge game. I think it's we're coming off a bye and we're gonna come fucking punch you right in the face.
I mean, Campbell's gonna say that it's not. Everyone's gonna say it's not. They want this fucking win.
100%.
Random thought too. Game of the week. Dallas likes to wear their whites at home. Do we bust out the blacks?
Blackout.
Do we go blueberry? I mean,
Do they go black with the blue pants? That was the other
They
thing.
might.
that's
I think they go blueberry. I
black
think they
with the
go-
blue pants is either happening Thursday night at home versus the Packers or this week, and I'm excited to see that as well. But it's going to be something.
I mean,
Blueberry.
they just did it.
What
though.
helmets? are they
That's
gonna wear?
the only reason I'm
I
thinking
think they got to wear the blue with the alternate.
Yeah,
they
but-
have to wear with the alternate. Yeah, I would like to see sometime on the road the white jerseys with blue pants and blue helmets, but that's not. I don't even think that's allowed.
Yeah, I don't know if they can do that.
But yeah, no. It's just
me the-
interesting. Dallas is the only team that we always see. This
What
so-
about the blueberries with the blue helmet?
I mean,
Oh, it's got black in it though. That would look weird.
yeah, you need black accessories,
Yeah, right.
socks,
right,
and
right.
Blueberry.
I think they go all blue.
If Dallas does
Yeah.
go white, which you are right, game of the week for quote unquote America's team.
The Lions.
The Lions. The Lions are slowly becoming America's team. I actually don't think slowly. I think they are America's team.
There was a graph of most hated teams in the NFL, and
We were last.
We were the least.
We were last.
I love it.
yeah,
How do you hate Dan Campbell?
How do you eat anything with this team?
I saw
What-
that too. Least bad things said about them on Twitter.
I mean, I
Who
was
is first now? Because it wasn't the Cowboys
Chiefs.
anymore. It was
Chiefs.
the
Chiefs.
Chiefs.
and it's because the refs, which
Yeah.
understandably so. It's been a rough.
Did you see they got a touchdown called back?
Yeah.
And the whole team was like, "What is going on?"
Yeah,
Whoa,
we
whoa,
don't.
whoa, whoa,
we don't
whoa,
have
whoa,
this
whoa.
fucking happen.
It was an obvious hold.
It was. I mean, hey, I'm excited for it. I think Goff is going to show up and do his thing.
I just think there was some negative talk about Goff not being the same guy as last year. The motherfucker just went perfect on Monday Night Football, 18-18. I think he's feeling confident. So I think he is back to that form, and we're playing inside of Dallas again. So
Side note to Seattle. So obviously I'm in Seattle this weekend. Michigan loses. So I have a Michigan outfit for Sunday. Not going to wear it. I just didn't want to hear it anymore. It was a rough Saturday, so I had a Lions shirt as well. So I go out Sunday in downtown Seattle. Seahawks are playing the Giants at home. We go to a bar right across the street from where the Seahawks play. I'm wearing my Lions stuff. Got a couple comments here and there, just, friendly stuff. But the Seahawks fans, they were so confident they're going to beat the Giants, and I thought so too. But talking about how loud their fans are. Open air stadium, bar across the street, incredibly loud. The end of that game, that blocked field goal, we're watching at the bar. We're at about 15-second delay.
crickets.
And every time Seattle scores, they shoot some cannons off. There's fireworks. So we see them lining up for the field goal. My buddy says, "I don't hear any cannons." I said, "Dude, it's dead silent." We watch it. Guy drops over the line, blocks the field goal, returns it, and I'm just like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
You heard Channy and them, right, what they talked about?
Well, yeah, I was going to bring that up. Yep.
So Channy on Champagne, did you hear what they talked about?
I didn't know.
Any week after somebody plays the Lions,
Oh,
this
yeah.
is 4-0.
Yep.
Bet against that team.
I did see that graphic.
'Cause they're banged up.
Yep. And teams got to focus on us, and it's a physical game. And yeah, Seahawks, man, tough to figure out. Every time they play us, they look like a top 5 team. Geno Smith looks unreal, and then they
Do that against the Giants.
you take away the start of the game, the Giants were going to score at the goal line. They fumbled. Seahawks took it for a 99-yard touchdown. If you take that away, they got housed at home by the
I
Giants.
still don't think that was a fumble. I think the ball was cross goal.
I think so too. But
but they called it a fumble on the field. So.
they got racked. So just wild to see. So that rolls what? Power rankings? We're there.
Anything else you want to touch on Lions?
I'm
Looking forward to?
just
I'm excited.
I look forward to it every
fucking
week.
jacked.
Yeah.
I am too.
Especially Michigan's bye week. It's is it state on bye too?
State's on a bye
So
too.
both colleges in a bye week, and Lions get the center stage, hopefully along with maybe some Tigers. But
One other thing I wanted to touch on was what's his name? Injuries.
Ragnow is practicing,
Ragnow's practicing, but
and he punched Dan Campbell in the hallway.
You hear that story?
I did not hear that.
Dan Campbell just got a random punch walking by, and Ragnow was like, "See, my pec feels good. My pec feels good."
He gave him a
Pushing up against the line, the wall. I saw something too. I said, imagine if somebody did that to Patricia. He'd be having him fucking running laps.
He wouldn't walk though. He was on like a 4x4 in there. But Brooks is out for the season, correct? Or not? Barnes.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Barnes is out, and I think we do address that at some
Yeah,
point this
Davenport too.
year. Davenport and Barnes are both out. I think at some point we do address that. I hope we address it on the D end.
See what Crosby said? Max Crosby?
He ain't coming here.
We're a package deal. If he goes, I'm going wherever he's going.
Who?
That's what Crosby said
Oh,
about Devontae Adams.
Adams.
I think that's going to hush down with Robert Saleh being
Yeah.
fired and all that. I don't think he's going anywhere.
I don't know. This might be the Jets getting a new coach, and they let's make a big move. We got a new coach. Let's bring somebody in for Aaron Rodgers who he feels comfortable with.
I mean, do you fire Robert Saleh? Their defense wasn't that bad.
Probably not.
I mean, I know he's
But-
a head coach, but like,
No, again, that's the Aaron Rodgers being a little bitch. They didn't get along.
Yeah, there's something behind closed doors there.
stupid.
The owner or Rogers or something.
all right, well, let's get into power rankings.
Chiefs.
Let's get away with number one.
Yeah, the fucking Chiefs. They're always number
I think
one.
number two probably stays the same.
Mine's still riding, baby.
Yeah,
Lions.
Detroit Lions.
Let's go.
On my number two.
I got the Leos at 2 as well. 3.
This is where we may differ.
A big win for this team this week.
I think I'm still riding pretty steady with mine. I still got the Texans.
Okay. Mine flopped. I put Minnesota in the 3 spot.
Ooh,
I
I got the Texans at 3. They had a big win. It was the Bills.
It was the Bills.
Yeah, last week I had Texans Bills 3-4, and I said they're playing for that 3 spot.
Yeah.
And
My thing with Minnesota right now is they're just playing good football.
Yep.
So I have Minnesota at 4.
I also have Minnesota at 4.
And I have
However,
Houston at 4.
I want to, as you guys keep talking, I want to pull up their schedule. So keep going.
It's hard to. You got to give Minnesota some respect, man. They've played. They haven't just beat some good teams. They've dominated some good
Yes.
teams. They're playing good football.
And their defense looks
Their defense is lights out right now. 3
Right.
picks against Rodgers.
Right.
I mean, dude.
I mean, you look at who they beat too. Giants, okay, they were shit at the beginning of the year. Niners, they were full strength minus McCaffrey.
Still
but
a
they had
Niners
the
team
receiver-
that absolutely
correct.
dominated the run game.
Texans.
Yeah,
Texans.
balloons.
Over me?
Yeah,
Why is it always me?
because you're celebrated.
Woo, I don't know what I do. Texans smacked them 34-7.
Yep.
Yes.
And then that Packers game that we saw in Green Bay. I mean, I know that was for Jordan Love's first game back. And then the Jets, I don't really like. I don't know. He was just,
Still, Jets on a little
They're
little
not-
heater in London. I think
right.
was it.
So
I mean, that's some good football teams that they beat.
Yep. My 5, it's Ravens, and I had them early. They lost their first 2 games. They've won 3 games in a row now against the Cowboys, Bills, and Bengals. And the other team you think about is, for me, potentially was Bills. And I look,
Yeah.
Bills are 3-2. The teams they beat, the Cardinals, the Dolphins, and the Jaguars.
yeah.
So
That's the crazy thing with the NFL, though, because looking at who the Cardinals just beat,
yep.
it's wild to me that like the NFL is a crazy place. So that's why you show up and play on Sundays, because again, any given Sunday.
It's going to be interesting this week. The Ravens play the Commanders, which
Well, and that's who I thought about putting in, but I'm with you. I put the Ravens at my number 5.
So
That's
so
why I
Kat,
did it too.
I have it too, but I went back and looked at who the Commanders played because I was like, okay,
Nothing crazy.
Are they legit or are they not? And their first game was
Jaden Daniels, legit. The
Yes.
Commanders, not sure.
They got
So-
beat by the Bucks.
Bucks, but okay, they beat the Giants, which again that was early on. Bengals when they
They beat the Giants and didn't score a touchdown.
Bengals struggled really
correct.
early at the start.
Bengals weren't very good. Cardinals, they looked like shit. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And then the Browns, which Deshaun Watson might be the worst quarterback in the NFL.
The Browns are a 9-point dog this
So-
week. First,
So you
This is a
got.
big game for them. If they win this week, they'll be in my. they'll be in my
if they even hang this week,
I agree.
Super impressive.
You're in Baltimore.
with
super
the rookie,
impressive.
the rookie quarterback.
Right.
If you hang within a score, I'm in props to Commanders. Like I expect them to get beat up this week. But
I mean, they're the hot team right now, right?
that being said, it's tough to pick against them because Jaden Daniels has looked so good. But I expect him to get beat up.
So it's
81.
similar to C.J. Stroud last year. Like, is he this guy or is he not? And it's like, when do you make the?
He's got
Oh,
an
he is.
81% completion percentage.
I mean, I know, but
he's been fun to watch.
That
Yeah.
doesn't happen.
right.
So we'll see.
Yeah. So I had Commanders on the outside looking into. I think we had the same exact 5, and you
I just
had
had Minnesota and Houston.
and you had Minnesota. Yeah. So we're all lockstep there.
That's only because Minnesota beat Houston.
Fair. I don't know about the Vikings yet, and I just dislike them because they're in our division.
I mean, I don't like them. I don't like their 5-0, and they're ahead of our division right now.
I also on the Texans. You got Mixon supposed to come back this
Yeah,
week.
but how long is Nico going to be out?
Yeah, hamstring.
Yeah, but that's why you signed Diggs.
I get it.
So now you
but
got Diggs and Tank. Are you I know Nico's sick.
a difference maker, dude.
Yes, but you can weather that. I think mix into who's it Akers
Yeah.
is a bigger gap there.
Ungawale.
Yeah. All right. That's the power rankings top 5. Let us know what you guys think of that, and we will move on to the picks and the dog and lock of the week.
Boy, were the picks bad this week. Callie and I both went 2-4. Josh, you did have a 500 week at 3-3.
Yeah.
That brings the total standings to 18-16, 18-16, and Josh rounds us off at 17-17.
I'm right there, baby.
You picked one up.
Got one.
You got one on
Got
us.
one.
Got one on us. So we're going to kick it off with our Thursday night game. San Fran at Seattle. San Fran -3.5. San Fran just looked absolutely horrendous against the Cardinals. I mean, that's not a great Cardinals team.
Man, 2 teams that I can't even.
Don't know who they are.
Yeah, you got to with the points. I'm gonna take Seattle at home. Bounce back after looking awful against the Giants.
Josh?
You're in the same division, right? San Fran and
Yes.
Seattle. I'm going to take the advice of one of our coworkers here, Chandler Nash, interdivision road dog. Taking
San
Seattle.
Fran?
Seattle.
Seattle?
Yeah.
I am also taking Seattle.
At home.
I know.
Um,
They're home. They're home.
Seattle's home.
Yeah.
Then we got a 9 a.m. Sunday game. Jags at Jags
Home
versus
dog.
Bears.
Sorry, I said road dog. Home dog.
Home dog.
That's
yeah.
the Jaguars are home in London, by the way, too.
Bears are home.
I know, but the Jaguars should be home because they
Jaguars
played there
play
like
in
8
London.
years in a row.
And that's why I am taking the Jags plus 2.5.
Yep, they're comfortable there. Give me the Jags.
Who is it? What's the spread? I'm sorry.
2.5. Bears are favored by 2.5. I think the Jags actually win this game.
Give me Bears.
You would. Then we'll go to a Sunday night game. The Bengals at the Giants. Bengals are favored by 3.5.
How about that game? Before we go into that, Joey B.
He looks great.
doing everything he possibly can.
Yeah, Chase and Higgins both went off.
Yeah.
Big
And-
games for both of them.
And then
They can't
this
stop anybody.
And then Baltimore just found a way to fucking win, man.
Well, we missed a field goal. Not we. I mean the Bengals. The Bengals.
What are we
missed
doing over here?
we did.
We were talking about the Bengals. So I said that we. The Bengals missed a field goal to win that game.
They did, but still, I mean, that's
But I am going to
Wow.
ride with the Bengals. I don't think the Giants are very good. So I'm going to go with the Bengals.
Yeah, I think after last week,
Their offense is just
The-
firing.
the Bengals thought they're 1-3 too.
they're 1-4
they-
right now. Yeah,
Yeah, they got to start getting some games in the win column. Give me the Bengals.
I agree. Banks.
And the
All right.
Giants sucked.
And then we have the Bills at Jets on Monday night. Minus 2.5 Bills. Fired their head coach.
Jets bounce back.
Okay.
I hate them.
Josh?
Bills are better. Jets are.
Rodgers is going to have a game because he got his coach fired. I'm going Jets too.
And
He's going to.
It's just all
stupid.
signs point
It's
towards
stupid, but yes.
Very
Also,
annoying.
I think I want the Bills to win, but that's what's going to happen.
Brees Hall's due for a game too, man.
He is. It's very unfortunate that we all took the Jets.
And I told you the Bills. Now that I'm looking at them, I think they were a little inflated early in the year. So
And to wrap up our NFL picks, we're all taking the Lions minus 3 at
Lions.
Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Detroit.
we just talked about them.
Leo.
They win by at least a touchdown. So let's switch gears to college. Since we don't have Michigan or Michigan State playing, we're going to do a Big Ten, new Big Ten matchup.
Oh, we got a
That
big
is,
one.
Yeah, it's a big game. Ohio
game.
State at Oregon.
Ooh.
Ohio State is favored by 3.5.
This is the 2-3 matchup, right?
Yes,
Favored by 3.5 at Oregon.
that's crazy.
Oh,
Take the home dog.
I got to take Oregon just for
I can't
give me
take.
something to cheer for.
I can't take Ohio State. I'll be cheering for Oregon. So.
Yeah.
Well, it is a home dog. It
Travel.
is a home
Interdivision,
dog.
home dog.
Interdivision,
This is-
home dog.
Take it.
It's the first team Ohio State's played with a pulse, and they got to travel to the West Coast.
Yeah, and I will say it does make me nervous. Oregon struggled a little bit against the Spartans to start that game.
But they also did not travel last week, so they are home, so they don't have to worry about coming back. Yeah, it's Oregon.
Yeah.
Give it to them, baby.
All right, for those of you that don't know, there's another team that starts here in Detroit, coming right around the corner. The Detroit Red Wings kick off the season.
Let's go, Red Wings.
So we think this spread is minus 1.5.
It's always 1.5.
yeah, it's always
Always
1.5.
The Wings are favored at home to kick off the season against the disgusting Pittsburgh Penguins.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take the Wings. I know nothing about them yet.
I think for hockey, we might have to. It's always 1.5. It's always just favored or not, and we're always going to pick the Wings. We might have to shift eventually.
an
like
over-under or
a
something?
Goal, a
Yeah,
goal
we can do.
scorer or something.
We can do over under goals. We'll do that next week, but
Okay.
I don't have that
For
right
tonight? Well,
Huh?
give me the Wings.
It is Thursday night, so
Thursday night.
we won't know anything about this game because we will be
Watching the Tigers clinch.
Tigers clinch.
now. And speaking of those Tigers, they play the Cleveland Guardians
Ooh.
today at home. Plus 1.5. Tigers are dogs. I'm taking them.
Tigers.
Taking them.
Give me the Tigers.
Tigers. I'm taking the Wings too. I know you just
First-
we're all taking the Wings, but
First home playoff game in 10 years. City's going to be
it's
on
going to
fire
be
this afternoon.
electric.
Not literally.
So that wraps up our picks for the week. Let's hope we do a little better for you this week because we were not very good last week.
Yeah, please
and I'm
don't-
going to toss it over to Kelly.
Please don't
for
bet on behalf of us.
let's
the dogs and the locks.
bounce it right back. Dog of the week, lock of the week. Dog has to be any underdog. Underdog could be any NFL game or any college game in the top 25. Lock any game that's less than a touchdown favorite that you pick to win. My dog, I'm going to start it off. I hate this because I've been rooting against this team all season, but I'm taking Colorado +4 at Kansas State. So give me Shedeur and Travis Hunter.
Travis Hunter's
That's your
gonna.
dog of the week?
That's my dog of the week.
Travis Hunter's gonna realize why he's on the Heisman watch. there.
They're getting 4 points.
I think everybody knows he's on the Heisman watch no matter what happens. 'Cause
Duff,
he's still
what-
going to have a game.
Duff, what's your dog?
My dog of the week, I just mentioned it in our picks. I think the Jags are going to beat the Bears.
Jags, Bears, okay. Josh?
I am taking another interdivision home dog. I'm going to take the Saints over the Bucks.
Saints over the Bucks. Okay, I like that one.
I wanted them to beat the Chiefs last night or whatever night that was, and
I think they're going to bounce back.
yep.
So the Chiefs defense doesn't get a lot of love, but they should because they are lights out.
Yeah.
Josh, how about the lock?
Lock, going Lions.
Fucker. I'm also taking the lock. We can all have the same lock. That's
You
fine.
can have the same
That's
lock.
it's. I mean, it's. It's over a touchdown. I think.
I'm going different after not much success for any of us this last week. I'm sticking to college. I'm actually taking Ole Miss at LSU. I think LSU, even despite being away, I think LSU's a fraud, and I think Lane Kiffin goes in there and might put a whooping on him. So
I'd like to see. Yeah.
Okay.
I'd be down for that.
Kelly's sticking with the college ball.
This week's football schedule for college is
Insane.
there's some fun ones.
I
Yeah,
mean, it's a good week for Michigan to have a bye week.
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
you get to watch everything else. And
Got a Red River rivalry with Texas at Oklahoma, which I almost took Oklahoma to cover, but Texas is really good, so I'm not going to do that. But I think that that about wraps us up.
wraps us up, guys.
So again, thank you. We'll have some exciting stuff coming for you here in the next following couple weeks, and we'll eventually finally have a guest on. I promise. We need another camera, which is my fault that I didn't order it. So I will order the camera and figure out how to make room for it.
But big week. Got
Big week.
A lot of dubs in Detroit going to happen.
Big
this
couple
week.
days here in Detroit. We obviously have the Tigers playing tonight and tomorrow, hopefully to clinch. And your boys down there at Ford Field playing the game of the week in Dallas. Go Lions. Eat 'em up Tigers.
Fucking go.
we used to have April in the D. Now it's October in the D. Let's
Fuck
go.
yeah,
And
let's go.
for the starting of the Red Wings, go Wings.
Let's go, Red Wings.
Go Detroit.
See you guys.